Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Corner podcast. Today, we have such a special guest who is Ahmed Medjahed, and we will be discussing so many important topics. Make sure to not miss it. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello.
How are you really
I'm
doing?
I'm doing amazing. I'm really happy to be here. I'm
Uh-huh.
very excited also for this podcast. So I thank all the podcast ACO for inviting me.
Yeah, welcome to the Corner podcast, and welcome to the American Corner, Oran, which is actually your home.
Yes, it is. It is. And I really miss it. I miss the American corner. I miss the people here. I miss the youth here. Everyone here is amazing. And I'm very glad to be here again.
Yeah, so it feels like home again,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is. True.
Ahmed, if I ask you, how are you really doing? What
Okay.
would you say?
Okay, for today, I would say I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
It's a different change. Like the couple days, I was working every single day in my field,
Yeah.
and coming here back again to the American
Yeah.
corner is such an amazing feeling,
Yeah.
and I'm very very happy and excited to be here.
Yeah.
Mm.
I asked you this question because I think that people are not always aware of their emotions.
Oh,
So I think that when you wake up at the morning, you should ask yourself, how am I really doing? And
mm.
learn to appreciate the feelings of up and downs, whether you are happy or sad, whether you are anxious, whether you are having like a bad emotion. You should be aware of all your emotions and appreciate all the ups and downs.
Nice, nice. I love the way you said it.
Thank you.
Appreciating your
Yeah,
feelings and waking up in the
yeah,
morning and say, how am I feeling today?
yeah.
And yeah, it's really nice to rethink our feelings.
Yeah. Ahmed, if I ask you to introduce yourself in one sentence, what would you say?
Okay, this is a really nice one. I would say I'm a work in progress. Okay, I'm a work in
Uh-huh.
progress because I always love to develop myself, to improve
Uh-huh.
myself. And I think as any work, as any masterpiece, if I may say,
Yeah.
there is always a work to do. There is some details that you have to finish. So
Mm-hmm.
I always consider myself like this. So I'm a work in progress, going to be a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. So now, Ahmed, tell me more about yourself. I mean, your age. Ahmed, in the word of productivity, I don't
Mm,
like to name it the word of work or business.
mm.
So tell me.
Okay, so Ahmed Medjahed is 28 years old.
Yeah.
I work as a supervisor in qualification validation metrology in the pharma industry. And this is my full-time job. And I
Mm-hmm.
also do other activities for the past 5 years. So I'm always active in the society, community,
Yeah.
in different fields. Yeah.
Yeah. Ahmed, you actually joined the ACO before.
Mm.
Can you tell me about your experience, like the first day, and why did you pick the ACO and join it at the first place?
I joined the American Corner back in 2017.
Yeah.
So I was a student back then. I think I was in the third year in my bachelor degree.
Uh-huh.
I heard about the American Corner from my niece. My niece told me about it. She used to study in ENS,
Yeah.
uh, the School of Teachers,
Yeah.
and she told me there is a place there where it's related to the U.S. Embassy, and you can go there. It's also a library, and you
Yeah.
can learn English there. By the way, at that year, I wasn't that good at English. I wasn't that perfect and
So you joined it to
fluent.
learn English.
I wanted to learn
That's the
English.
main goal.
Yes, to
And then
improve
you
my.
discovered a
Yeah,
new word.
yes, true, true, true. And so it was in 2017. I registered as a member. So it
Uh-huh.
was at the old place of the American Corner, and I didn't join a lot of sessions. So I only
Mm-hmm.
joined, I think, 2 sessions,
As a
and
member.
as a member,
Mm-hmm.
yes. The first session was with. They were talking about the Earth Day. It was an Earth Day
Mm.
session, and I was very excited because I used to study environmental engineering,
Yeah.
and it's very related to my field. So I remember I wanted to say a lot of things about this field,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like. I asked the teacher at that time to explain him the field, how the pollution does exist, and how we as a human are affecting the environment.
Yeah.
So I became as a member the first day to be a teacher, like try
Mm.
to explain people in
Yeah.
the board with the reaction and everything related
Yes.
to that. Then so after these sessions in I think in September 2017, the American Corner, as each year they open an application form for volunteers.
Yeah.
So I applied as a volunteer, and I wasn't expecting too much. Like I said, I always want to be involved with the American
Yeah.
Corner because I really love it. I really
Yeah.
love the environment here. I love everything related to the American Corner. I felt home.
Yeah.
So suddenly I was accepted, and I did an interview with Mrs. Kazi, and it was she really believed in me
Mm-hmm.
at my interview. Like I wasn't expecting that because my English wasn't that good.
You
I
was
did
anxious or
yes,
stressed, I
exact. I
guess.
was really stressed,
Yeah.
and also I was in a technical field. I wasn't a teacher or English
Yeah.
teacher or something like that. So she said, "What do you want to do?" I said, I just want to be involved with everyone here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all." And she accepted me, and I started to be a co-teacher. So it was my first experience with Noor. I would just say hi to Noor because she is an amazing in everything that she does. So we were doing discussion club,
Mm-hmm.
and I was as a co-teacher.
Nice.
Then time by time, I became the teacher of the discussion club.
Yeah.
And then when I became a teacher, I started every time to improve the discussion, trying to find great questions,
Yeah.
try to make people debate, and always and always try to improve the discussion club. Like if I did this time 100%, next time I will do 120%, and
Mm-hmm.
that keeps going, and
Give
try
more.
give more and try to
Yes.
understand people and how
Mm-hmm.
people think, and try to make everyone share their opinions
Yeah.
and make everyone comfortable to share their opinions.
Yeah.
And that specific year, I won the best teacher award. Back then, we used to have
2017.
in 2017, 2018, like the year
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
year. So in 2018, I won the best teacher award for the discussion club.
Nice.
And yeah, I was very, very, very proud.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an amazing experience as a discussion club teacher. Then I went by years. I used to do also with the American Corner events. I was organizing with
Organizing events.
Mrs. Kazi, hand to hand with Mrs. Kazi, doing events. So I was managing a lot of events. One of
Yeah.
the biggest event that we did is the 10th anniversary of the American Corner,
Mm.
and we had a lot of work. We did an amazing job. Like everyone worked really hard on that event, and we did other events like the Black History events. So each time we had new challenges.
Yeah.
And also, like the discussion club, I always wanted to challenge myself. I wanted
Yeah.
always to have bigger events.
Yeah.
And me and Mrs. Kazi, we always agreed to make things perfect and
Yeah.
bigger and nicer.
Have bigger goals
Yes.
every time.
So yeah, exactly. So I always say that we like those volunteers that work with me at this period
Yeah.
was really good. Like I feel always like we try to make the ACO in the map, because before no one knew about the ACO, no one knew about the American Corner, and now everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
And we try to do that by events. So we said, how can we make the American Corner in the map? Everyone should know about it because it's
Yes.
a great place.
Yeah.
We said, we have to do events. We have to do this kind of activities so people can know about us. So then after these events, after shifting from the old ACO to the new ACO, I
Yes.
became the HR manager. So we created a department.
Yeah.
We
From a member. To educator, to
Yes,
manager.
to the manager. Yes. So me and Mrs. Kazi and some of our team at that time, we decided to create a department, to create interns, and to divide interns and volunteers,
Yeah.
and all of these programs that we chose. Uh, we wanted to improve the American corner, and now we have departments, and I wanted to take HR. Why? Because it's the thing that I love the most after teaching, which is organizing
Organizing
everything.
events.
I'm such a person that loves organization.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I will take that because I want to make everything to looks perfect. When you enter to our American corner, you see everything organized, uh, like from A to Z. Everything needs to be perfect. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I took the HR as a manager. Then I left the American corner unfortunately because of my job, having full time
You
job.
didn't have time for it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, yes.
If we go back in time
Yeah.
and you meet the past version of yourself,
Mm.
you were which age?
At
17?
I wasn't 17. No,
Oh,
I was the third year. So I thought in my beginning of 20s. Yes.
yeah. And you meet that Ahmed coming to the American corner for the first time and stressing out and not knowing what it will happen.
Yeah.
What would you tell him?
Keep calm.
No. Yeah.
Keep calm. This is what Ahmed, when he enters the American corner, I was very a shy person. I never interact with people.
Yes.
I wasn't that social. I wasn't at
Introvert?
all.
You're an
Yeah,
introvert?
you can say an introvert, but I didn't have an opportunity to talk in front of people.
Yeah, I see.
Yes. So I started with the American Corner. We used to have back then. I remember at the opening of the year, there's a lot of people, and we reached like 70 people in the room, and you have to manage all of them.
Yeah.
So it was like a shock to me, like
You
from
felt
someone
like
who, yeah,
everyone is looking at
yeah,
you.
exactly. And plus, I wasn't that good at English, so
Yeah.
I had that shock. Like I was very nervous, and but I wanted to get out from my comfortable zone. So I knew that after all of these challenges, I will be better.
Yeah.
So this is what exactly happened.
So the ACO was the first step to get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly, exactly. The new Ahmed that you see today. So
Yeah.
because of the American Corner.
So is the new Ahmed proud of the past Ahmed who joined the ACO?
Yes, 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 yes. I'm very proud.
Would you tell him I'm proud of you because you
Yes.
take this step and
Exactly.
your opportunity?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm very, very, very proud of taking that step to apply as a volunteer. Because of that, I'm Ahmed that
Yeah.
you see today.
So what makes you
Exactly.
now?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm very proud of him. He took a big decision, especially being a volunteer. Like
Yes.
back then, people say, volunteer. Why? You are wasting your time. You should do something.
Especially in education. And you said that your English wasn't that good,
Exactly.
but you go for it.
Exactly. But I didn't want to, at the beginning, I didn't want to be like a teacher. I just want to be involved.
Yeah, I
If
know.
that makes sense.
Yeah, to help and to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Helping anything that I can do at the American Corner. But I found myself as a teacher. I never thought I would be a teacher.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be a teacher. Yeah.
Ahmed, I see that you have a big experience at the ACO and actually everyone knows you.
Oh.
So, what did you learn from this experience? You can
Like I
name
said-
as many things as you want. You can name one thing or five.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things. I think the biggest thing that I learned is communication. Okay?
The power of communication.
Exactly. I learned how to interact with people. I learned how to this social, emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
like went really up.
Yeah.
Because of the American Corner. Before, I didn't have the courage to talk with people, but now I feel very comfortable with talking
Yeah.
with anyone, any stranger, and also make them very comfortable to talk with me.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what I learned. So the communication was the biggest thing that I learned at the American Corner. Plus, I improved my English. I also learned how to organize events. Now I can make an event, like a big event in 1 week. Like it's that easy for me. Like
Yes.
I learned how to find sponsors and how to find creative ideas for the event, how to
Mm-hmm.
manage applications form, how to select people, how to organize every part of the event. So
Yeah.
organization, uh, I learned it from the American Corner and a lot of other soft skills. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
I guess one of the biggest lessons in life is to learn that you don't have to hide yourself.
Exactly.
You can talk, you can have an opinion. As
Yes.
someone said, I think it's a writer, he said, speak so I can
Mm,
see you.
exactly.
Because when you don't speak,
Yeah.
you are actually invisible.
Exactly.
And in your little mind, you are thinking, like, no one is judging me now, but you are not expressing yourself. I think that people need to show their authentic selves and who they really are. And I
Mm,
think that the ACO helps you in doing this, right?
it is.
It showed you the real Ahmed and what
Ex-
can you do. You
exactly.
never expected to be a teacher. You
E-
ended up teaching.
Being a teacher, yes.
Yeah.
I loved what you said about speak so I can know you.
Yeah.
This is what American Corner gave us.
Mhm.
It gave us a platform where we can
Yes.
speak and share our opinion.
And you feel comfortable actually speaking, and
Yeah,
yeah,
true, true.
it gives you like the comfort and the space.
Yeah, the environment to speak.
Especially Mrs. Kazi.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's amazing.
What is one thing that you learned from her? I mean,
Oh,
she's a very inspiring woman,
yeah.
so you must learn things from her, right?
Yes, yes. Not only one thing, but I learned a lot of
Yeah.
things. I learned a lot of things. The biggest thing that I learned from Mrs. Kazi is to know all the details.
Mm-hmm.
Like I became a perfectionist like her. She's such a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and I also like to call myself a perfectionist. Like we love details. Like we love when you think about something. When we think about all the details that need to be also worked on.
Yeah.
Okay,
It must
so
be perfect.
exactly, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that. Also, I loved the thing about Mrs. Kazi. What I adore is the way she communicates with people.
Yes. She's
She's
very nice.
she's very nice, very friendly, and very humble. She's
Yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
humble with
Mm-hmm.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you talk with her, like the first time when you meet her,
Mm-hmm.
you also feel like she's like comfortable and
Makes you feel comfortable. Yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly. This is what I love about Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
Kazi. Yes.
Actually, one quality that I love about Mrs. Kazi is that she believes in people.
Yeah, true.
She believes in me so much, especially
Yes.
for someone who thought that he wasn't or she wasn't
Yeah.
worthy
Yeah.
her whole life.
Yeah.
And I was always listening that,
Mm,
what would you do? What can you do?
yeah.
Yeah. Keep your dreams like humble.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. You
Yeah.
have so big goals, you can do that and all
Yeah.
the stuff. So finding someone who tells you that, yeah, you can
Mm,
do that
mm.
and believe in you is so important in your
True,
life.
true, true. She believes in people. That's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about education.
Yes.
You have a long path in education. What was the first step you took in this path?
Okay. So my first step was with the American Corner.
Yeah.
So I developed myself here, engaging in teaching and being a teacher here. Like I said, I used to do discussion club, and I also did some other activities here in American Corner.
Yes.
All of them related to education. But after the American Corner, after graduating,
Yeah.
I had the opportunity. You have to know that when you say that to everyone that you are part of the American Corner and everyone sees you part of the American Corner and everyone sees that you are doing a great job at the American Corner, opportunities comes to you. Okay, so
Yes.
directly after finishing my studies, the chief department called me and she said, I know that you are part of the American Corner. I know that you are very good at English, at teaching English. She said, why not to teach at our department? So the same department that I graduated from,
Wow.
I became a teacher there, a technical teacher.
Nice.
And it was amazing because the thing is, I always wanted to be a teacher, an English teacher at our department. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I have all of this if, knowledge in my field,
Yeah. And you
and
wanted to share your
exactly.
knowledge.
Plus, I know English, so becoming a
Yeah.
technical teacher was very spot on. It was the perfect job for me. Like because I always okay, I will not say anything bad about the other teachers that used to teach us, but I always
Okay.
felt like the other teachers they used to teach us, they always teach us like grammar
Yeah.
and the things that we
Yeah.
already learned in the
Yeah.
middle school and high school. So
Mm-hmm.
when you go to the technical field, you should learn something else,
New. Yes.
something new. But I knew that these teacher, all of them graduated from
The same department.
same English departments.
Mm-hmm.
So my advantage is I already studied this field,
Mm.
so I know exactly what they need. Okay,
Yeah.
so I became a technical teacher. Then I had other opportunities. Same people call me. I didn't apply or did anything. Just
Yeah.
people contact me and they want me to be in their school teaching English. Or I after graduating, I was extremely busy. I was extremely busy doing a lot of things related to education. I
Mm-hmm.
became from a school to another school, from the university to another university. By the way, my first semester, uh, like I used to teach like 1,000 plus 1,300 students.
Wow.
Imagine my first semester as a
Shocking number.
teacher. Yes, my
Mm-hmm.
first semester as a teacher. And became teaching in 3 universities here in Oran. 3, not 1, but
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yeah.
So I started with this department, then the other department called me, then the other university called me. So I became in different places teaching technical English,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very natural to me.
Yeah.
Why? Because I already had a lot of experience in teaching.
Yeah.
So when I became a teacher at university, people say, "Oh, are you not scared to teach like a big room
Yeah.
with 300 students
Uh-huh.
or 200 students?" I said, "No, no, no. For me, it's very normal because I used to teach that. I
To
used
do
to do
it.
events like
Yes.
plus 800 people, so
Yeah.
it's not a
It was
problem
the
to
new
me."
normal.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Back to education.
yes.
Why do you like teaching at the first place?
Mm.
I feel like you enjoy teaching. That's why you are successful in teaching and yeah.
Mm. Reason why I love teaching
Mm-hmm.
because of it's a very noble job. It's a very very noble job.
Yes.
Being a teacher means that you have an influence. Okay,
On people, yeah.
you have an influence on people. It's either a good or a bad.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to be a good influence to everyone, to my
Yeah.
students.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it's true that I teach technical English and I always give them the tools, the way to improve their English, especially
Yeah.
technical English. But I also want to be a role model for them for in some way. I just want to be something positive for them.
Yeah.
I just do like discussions like I used to do with the American Corner and ask them what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
if they want to develop, if they need something from me.
You
So
try to make them like comfortable.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because I was also a student, like
Yeah, because teacher aren't supposed to be scary actually.
exactly, exactly. So I always felt like I have to be there for them. I have
Mm-hmm.
to. I always tell them to improve your skills. Go volunteering. Go this. Go to
Mm-hmm.
this training. There's a training in this place, and always invite them.
Mm-hmm.
Like my student, always invite them whenever there is conferences or congress. I just tell them go there and try to learn something from that.
Yeah.
Yes. So my students was very dear to me because I knew that I have a platform
Mm-hmm.
to make a good impact, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to be that positive
Mm-hmm.
impact. Yes.
Do you think that the person you are now is the same person you needed when you were younger? Like in your 20s?
Oh, I love this. I love this question. Yes, yes, I would say yes because
Mhm.
at the beginning I didn't have someone to a role model to
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah. And tell you to go for it and
Exactly.
believe in you, I guess.
Exactly. Because when you, especially in your early 20s,
Yeah.
you are lost.
Yes.
You became
Exactly.
somehow an adult, but you're not an adult.
Yeah.
You
You're
have to
still a
be
kid
you're still a
and.
kid. You are so it's a mess. It's a big mess.
Mhm.
So you don't know what exactly to do.
Mhm.
So I would say yes. I'm I would love to have someone like me in my 20s, because when you study a field, a technical field, you don't find like a lot of role models.
Yeah.
Like at my beginning of 20s, I always used to like see people successful, and I try to say how they became successful,
Yeah.
how they when they talk like in
Mhm.
conferences and congresses, I would say how they do it, how they are doing it. So
Mhm.
I always wanted to improve myself, but I didn't know how
And where to start,
and
I
where to
guess.
start. So I
Mhm.
didn't have someone to advise me.
Mhm.
That's why, coming back to your previous question about
Yes.
so that's why now with my students, I try to be that role model. I try,
Mhm.
because I went through the same thing that they are going through,
Yeah.
the same department, the
Yes.
same classrooms. So
The
I
same
went
situation.
exactly
Mhm.
the same situation. So I'm trying to make them comfortable and
Mhm.
develop themselves in their field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the difficulties that you faced in education?
Mm.
And if you faced any difficulties, how did you find your way out?
Okay, the biggest difficulty I had, it was my at the beginning of my teaching technical English. Okay,
Mhm.
it wasn't about how to teach, but it was what to teach. Okay, it was
Yeah.
what to teach exactly. Uh, I had the advantage, as I said, about that I went through this field,
American corner also.
but the thing is there is no resources in technical English. So process engineering,
Yeah.
chemical engineering, there is no resources for technical English. If you go to Google or to try to find a book, there is really rare materials for teachers. So what I tried is I was observing. Okay,
Mhm.
I
Yes.
was observing. Like any ESP field, you have to observe. So I was try to find the things that my students need, depending on their needs. So
Yeah.
I noticed. I went to conference. I will give you an example.
Mhm.
I went to a conference about a professor doing a lecture.
Mhm.
So the way he did it in English. So I was very excited to see professors, our Algerian professors, doing the presentation in English.
Yeah.
So when he was talking, I noticed one mistake he was doing, and even the other professors, they did the same mistake, which is whenever they mention like the mathematical symbols,
Yes.
like the root and all,
I got you.
they when they come to that, they say it in French because they don't know
Oh,
the mathematical symbols
in
in
English.
English. Okay, they
Yeah.
can speak English, they can read English
Uh-huh.
perfectly, some of them perfectly, but when it comes to symbols, they don't know it. So I said, I will take that and I will try to teach my students how to say those mathematical symbols
Mhm.
in English. Another way also,
So you were creative.
yes, I was
Mhm.
trying to find what exactly I should teach for
Nice.
my students
Mhm.
based on their needs. Other things I had when you go to university in Usto, like when you are a technical English teacher, like people come to you for their research
Yeah.
paper.
Mhm.
Okay, because research paper are in English. Okay,
Mhm.
and they always ask, help me out with their research paper. The thing about research paper in technical fields
Mhm.
is that if you a lot of people do it in French and try to translate it in English. Okay,
Mhm.
they use all those tools in online, but the thing
Yeah.
is some technical words, when you translate it from French to English, it will not be the correct translation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you have to know more about the field so you can know the exact
The meaning.
translation, the
Yes.
meaning exactly. So
Mhm.
I noticed that, so I said, okay, I will teach my students not only the correct technical words, but
Mhm.
also how to write a research paper. Okay,
Mm.
it's
Yes.
true some of them are not doctoral students. They are still in their masters or even in their bachelor degree. But I said, but they will need it. They will need it to in the future if they become doctoral students. Also, another challenge that I had is um, we mentioned about the technical words and
Yeah.
also the
Not
mathematical.
finding the resources.
Yes, the resources. I didn't find a lot of resources. What I created like
Mm-hmm.
a book that has all the things that I made for my students, like the modules, each module that they had. I used to teach that in English.
Yeah.
Like each session, which we try to find like one of the modules, for example, um, uh, biochemistry,
Yes.
biochemistry, and try to do all biochemistry in English. That session, like the one that they studied, but in English. So
Yeah.
each time I try to find a module and do it in
Find your
English.
way to do it in
Exactly,
English.
exactly. Yes,
How you had an experience as translator?
yes,
Well, as a translation student, I would
yes.
like to ask you, how was this experience?
Okay, this experience were really nice. I had two translation experience.
Oh,
Uh,
two actually.
two, yes.
Nice.
I worked with one company that it's a construction company,
Mm-hmm.
and they have contact with Chinese and the Indians. Chinese and Indians. It's a company from Dubai.
Yeah.
And I used to do like a translating whenever they had the meeting. So in meetings, I do
From what language to what language?
it's English to French.
Okay.
Okay, English to
Mm.
French. Okay, and yeah, so it was that my experience. And the great thing about it, it's like I learned a lot of things, like
Mm-hmm.
about civil engineering and things related to that, and also
Yeah.
in sales and how to negotiate. Because I was negotiating with them
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah.
Because whenever they mention about the how much they will build that building or that.
Yeah.
So I had to be also trying to understand both sides
Yeah.
and trying to be with them as a negotiator.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I learned a lot of things in that field.
So was it easy? Because people actually think that translation interpretation is easy
Yeah,
until they are in a position to
yeah,
translate like difficult words or words with difficult meanings.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Was it easy for you?
It wasn't easy at the beginning because it's a different field from mine, and but I took it as a challenge
Mm-hmm.
to understand everything. So I took all their papers and tried to understand all their projects, and I said, just send me the
Yeah.
project that you have, everything that you have, the paper that you send,
Mm-hmm.
the emails, everything. I used
Yeah.
to read a lot, try to understand how they work and what exactly they are talking about, and the technical words that are there, they are mentioning. So try to understand everything.
Uh-huh.
And because when I come to the meeting, I already had understood everything that
Mm-hmm.
they already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So from that, I start to
So
translate.
it gives you like knowledge
Exactly, gives
in
you a
both
knowledge.
translation and your field.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
The biggest also challenge is the some of the because in translate when you interpret some people,
Mm-hmm.
their English is not that good. Some
Yes.
Chinese and
Mm-hmm.
Indians. So it's a huge problem. You
To
have to,
understand what
yes,
they mean
exactly,
exactly.
exactly. So you have to, in this part, I gained a huge listening skill. So you have
Yeah.
to listen very carefully what
Mm-hmm.
they are saying. And whenever you don't understand something, you just have to ask and to
Yeah.
communicate with them, make them
Yeah. It gives you like communication skills.
exact communication skills, listen skills. So you gain a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things.
And you get to know new people actually.
New people, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
sometimes new
exactly,
friendships.
exactly,
So it's
exactly.
a big chance, I guess.
It was a big opportunity for me.
Uh-huh.
Also, I worked whenever we had here in Oran international conferences in Merida, exhibitions, and I worked as a translator for for exhibitions. So whenever we have international people,
Yeah.
so wherever they need. So if they need like a hotel, or they need a taxi, or they need food, or
Mhm.
anything that they need, I will be always their assistant
Mhm.
wherever they need. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And also meetings. I join their meetings also.
Mhm.
So each time something different. Yes.
Back to education, we now have the concept of self-educating.
Mm.
And actually, some people think that you need to educate yourself, which is necessary in my opinion. But other people think that self-educating can be like enough. You can just educate yourself and don't go to university. Like you don't need to go to university or get like an academic learning or education. So, what's
Mm.
your opinion in the whole concept?
Okay, okay, okay. So talking about self-education,
Yeah.
um, we shouldn't neglect the academical education, which is studying at university.
Yeah.
It's very important to have that experience
And get a degree at the
and
end.
get a degree at the end. But during all of this
Mm-hmm.
period of studying at university, you also have to learn how to
Mm-hmm.
teach yourself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of resources now. You can find them everywhere and for
Yeah.
free. Most of them
Yeah.
are for free. So that now we have podcasts like this, and we have
Yeah. It's
YouTube
teaching people.
yes, teaching people, and you can learn a lot of things from this
Yeah. Yeah.
tools
From
that we have.
discussions and
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So you have to learn how to educate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because the university is not enough. Okay,
Yes.
it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have, we were talking about the soft skills,
Yeah.
communication,
Yeah.
how to listen and all, and this you will learn it from other activities,
Yeah.
extra activities.
University will never teach you how to
Exactly,
communicate
exactly,
and those soft
exactly,
skills in
exactly.
general.
And now I can see if someone really developed themselves outside
Mm-hmm.
of the university.
Yeah.
If I see someone who is doing amazing with conferences, very young, and
Mm-hmm.
when you search where he started or
Yeah.
she started, you will find it. They did extra activities. They were
Mm-hmm.
volunteering, and
It
they were
shows.
exactly they were more in social activities, and it very shows. And
Yeah.
the opposite, if we see someone after the university, he or she will say that I didn't have this opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
or I wasn't expected. I wasn't accepted in this
Mm-hmm.
interview, or something like that. I applied, but I wasn't accepted.
Yeah.
So I will always say, try to find why,
Yeah.
because you can, maybe because you didn't learn any
Mm-hmm.
skills that
Yeah.
these
And you
people
should apply like several times.
exactly,
Because
exactly.
people sometimes like blame life or
Mm,
blame their
mm.
bad luck.
Sure. To understand that if you gain those communication
Yeah.
and all of those soft skills, everything will be much easier for you.
Yes.
If you
Exactly.
want, a lot of people want, when they graduate, they want directly to be in a position, a responsible position, or a
Mm-hmm.
higher position. But you have to understand, to be in that position, you already have to have master those soft skills, like
Mm-hmm.
communication, how to be a leader, how
Yeah.
to manage people, how to organize
Mm-hmm.
things, and you have to already learn all of this
Mm-hmm.
before becoming this in this high position.
Yeah.
So don't neglect the university and your studies,
Mm-hmm.
but also try to develop
Yeah.
other skills that you don't learn at
Mm-hmm.
university, like we say, the soft skills. And
Mm-hmm.
also you can learn other things that may be helpful for you. Some
Yeah.
people study English, and they do outside, they do things related to IT. Some
Yeah.
people study chemistry, and outside they do English.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, try to learn other things also,
Mm-hmm.
because life doesn't stop teaching you. Like, you always are learning something
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that most people have like big dreams and big goals, but they are not willing to put the work.
Yeah.
Some people are not willing to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah. It's not easy also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you do it, and how do you think people can have the courage
Mm.
to get out of their comfort zone?
Not easy to get out from your comfortable zone,
Yeah.
because it's a risk.
Yeah. It's
And
also, it feels like you are safe.
yeah,
You are comfortable.
yeah,
You have everything that you need. So
exactly.
why would you jump and
Uh,
why would you put yourself in a risk, right?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. This.
Going out from your comfortable zone, it will teach you a lot because you are taking challenges, okay?
Mhm.
And from those challenges, you
Mhm.
will learn a lot of things,
Mhm.
okay? Uh, you said the first thing that you said is about is it risky? Is it difficult to get out from the
Yeah.
comfortable zone?
Mhm.
And we said that yeah, it's a risk, and people don't like to take risk because it's not
Mhm.
that
Comfortable. It's
comfortable.
not safe.
It's not safe, yes.
Mhm.
And we always think what will happen,
Mhm.
what if I stop this and doing this,
Uh-huh.
what if, okay?
Yeah.
So but you have to understand that life is very short. We have
Mhm.
only one
Yes.
life,
Yes.
and when you take challenges, new opportunities,
Uh-huh.
new things, it means that you are more alive, if I
Mhm.
may say. You are
Yeah.
more alive. Like even though you struggle like doing billion things in the same time,
Mhm.
and you really struggle, you say, "Ah, I don't have time, I'm always exhausted, I'm always this and this and this,"
To
but
feel
believe
alive.
me, you feel more alive, and
Mhm.
you are improving yourself without
Mhm.
knowing,
Yeah.
okay?
True.
There is things also I want to mention about when you are a student at university
Yes.
and you are doing extra activities and
Mhm.
you feel exhausted. Sometimes you feel exhausted, like
Yes, of
why I'm doing
course.
all of this.
Yeah.
But believe me, when you finish your studies and when you start working,
Mhm.
you will feel a lot exhausted when you are working, because work, especially when you are at a higher position, it's
Yeah.
very exhausting.
Mhm.
It's a lot of burnout. So you have to learn in your studies or when you are young how
Mhm.
to manage your burnouts. When you graduate and find a real job, it
Mhm.
will be much easier to manage that. You
Mhm.
see? So
Yeah.
this is how people, different students, when they finish their studies, you found people who already manage all their
Yeah.
challenges and manage their feelings and how they interact with things
Yeah.
and all.
Mhm.
And you found people who didn't do anything, just studying, and
Mhm.
found themselves in a place
In the
that,
real world.
like, from yeah, they
Yeah.
just started. The
Mhm.
same example that gave as a teacher,
Yes.
like people study their entire life to be a teacher,
Yeah.
and when they go to
Have to
yeah, to
teach.
have to
They.
teach, they found themselves, I have to improve my communication skills,
Mhm.
public speaking also, they have to improve their public speaking and all
Mhm.
of this. But for me, I just learned it when I was a student.
Mhm.
I learned it with the American Corner. So when I started teaching, I just started 1,300 students teach that.
Yeah.
So it was very easier for me
Mhm.
and very manageable for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You already talked about burnout. Have you ever been in a burnt out situation? And if yes, how did you find your way like out of it, or how did you find the solution to deal with your burnout?
So many burnouts, so many
Really?
burnouts. Yes, so many of them. I think that's why I always feel like I'm very alive, and I feel
Uh-huh.
like I experience a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
Like I feel very old, if I
Yeah.
may say,
Uh-huh.
because of a lot of challenges I experienced.
Yeah.
When I was a student, I didn't stop. I had a store, by the way. I used to balance in by my store and also the university. Then after the store,
Mhm.
I became a volunteer at the American Corner and doing
Uh-huh.
also national conferences, preparing all national conferences
Mm.
and doing things after things and non-stop. So you get a burnout
Before
because of that.
before answering, there are people who don't know what is a burnout.
Yeah.
So can you define it like?
Yes. So a burnout is when you work your mind, it's a burn out.
Yeah.
So
So you can't work anymore.
exactly. So your brain cannot function anymore
Uh-huh.
from the amount of work that you are
Mhm.
doing it on it.
I
So,
guess it happens actually also when you neglect your feelings.
yeah, yeah.
Because when you feel like negative or you feel like a
Mm,
bad feeling
mm,
or like you need to rest and recharge, but
yes,
you go and do the work, you
exactly.
end up being burned out.
Exactly, exactly. We as a human, we there's always a pick for everything,
Yes.
and if you reach that, you cannot do anything anymore. Like you
Mhm.
just shut out. Like
Yeah.
you cannot do anything else. You feel like you cannot work anymore. You cannot study anymore. So when you reach that, it's the peak of everything.
Yeah.
And you get that from, like I said, from working a lot,
Yeah.
or also when you are studying and try to balance in your life. You said that your feelings is very important
Mhm.
also, because when you are doing a lot of things in the same time, sometimes you feel overwhelmed, and when
Mhm.
you feel overwhelmed, you get some like regrets a lot of things, and you
Yeah.
say, why am I doing this? I
Mhm.
should rest a little bit. I
Mhm.
shouldn't do all of this, especially doing volunteer. You're not getting paid while I'm
Yeah.
doing this, so you get this overwhelmed of feelings
Mhm.
that I cannot do it anymore. So I used to get that a lot when I was a student, and also now as a worker, I get a lot of burnouts because of
Mhm.
work that I do. But now the thing about burnout right now is because I love to do a perfect work.
Mhm.
Okay, because I love to do a perfect work.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
know.
uh, back in my university, I wanted to have a perfect balance.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be the amazing at
Do
the
things
American corner.
perfectly and
Uh,
be the.
yes, good at my
Mhm.
university, good in anything that
Yeah.
was working on at that
Mhm.
period. In everything, wanted to be perfect.
Yeah. It's the same thing that I do.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you get that
So
overwhelmed
I'm
and get.
learning from your experience.
Yes, yes, yes. But the thing is, you have to know that things like these things will change with time,
Yeah.
and now you are learning how to manage it. This is the
Mhm.
thing that you have to know. That
Yeah.
with time, you will
Uh
say,
huh.
thank God I did this. Thank God
Yes.
I did so many things in the same time.
Mhm.
Because of that, now you are a better person.
Yeah.
Because of that, you learned a lot of skills.
Mhm.
So you have to be very, 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 very thankful for the
Yeah.
opportunity that you already had.
And
Mm.
I guess that when you are burnt out, you don't have the chance to know what's going on in your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you don't know your emotions, you don't know what
Mm,
are you feeling
mm,
or where to go, where did you come, whether you made like the right decision, whether
mm,
it was like a bad decision. Yeah.
mm,
And I think that things aren't supposed to be perfect. Are not supposed to make like a perfect things. It's
mm,
supposed to be good. You're
mm,
supposed to put all your hard work
mm,
and it's fine. You
mm,
don't need to blame yourself if things like weren't perfect because they aren't supposed to be perfect.
mm,
Even people aren't supposed to be perfect.
mm,
We are people, we make mistakes, and the mistakes are the thing that made us like human beings.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about perfection, everyone has its his or her meaning of perfection.
Yeah.
For me, I just want to reach that perfection, but
Mm-hmm.
also to be satisfied with what I got
Yeah.
as a
Be
result.
grateful.
Be grateful for what I
Mm-hmm.
got as a result. Don't like destroy myself or
Mm-hmm.
overthink things and
Uh-huh.
said, I didn't reach that point that
Yeah.
I had in my mind, so I'm not happy, or I feel not. For example, when you
Mm-hmm.
take an example of an event, because it's
Yeah.
always the great example.
Yeah.
Event, I already mentioned that I always wanted to have a perfect event.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be organized, but sometimes things
Happen.
change
Yeah.
happens, and things that you weren't expecting happened.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, I'm always grateful because people don't see those details that you see. As a
Yeah. Yeah.
perfectionist,
Yeah. You see
sometimes
all the
you
details.
see all the details,
Mm-hmm.
but people will not see it. People, when they come to the event,
Yeah.
they will see everything was amazing and
Yeah.
perfect for them.
Yeah.
So
And
they
they
have
will
the
thank
different.
you.
Yes, they have a different perfect than you
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
So and you have to be grateful. You have to be
Yes.
grateful for that. And in the end, you shouldn't overthink
Mm-hmm.
things. And when you see people give you great
Mm-hmm.
compliments about the work that you did,
Mm-hmm.
and that's enough. That's all what's enough.
I
Yes.
think when you want to reach certain thing in your life, I
Mm,
mean in the future or something, you are looking so up. that you don't notice where are you now.
Exactly.
And maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago,
Mm,
you didn't expect yourself to be in that situation or in that
exactly.
position. So
Exactly.
you need to be grateful for that and to
Mm,
notice your blessings.
exactly. You have to
Uh-huh.
be always grateful
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be happy wherever what you have right now,
Uh-huh.
because you have to understand the things that you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
You wished for 5 years ago.
Yes,
You see,
exactly.
the things that you have right now, you really wished
Mm-hmm.
for back 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be grateful, count your blessing,
Yeah,
whatever you have in your
yeah.
life, family, friends,
Express your
work.
gratitude to people who
Exactly,
you are grateful
exactly,
for.
exactly, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And again, I think with years things change. Like we experience and
Yeah,
all. Like
exactly.
Ahmed, after like even when I was here in the American corner, it's not the same Ahmed right now. I'm more calm. I'm
Yeah.
more. I don't overthink a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
anymore. I don't beat myself a lot because at the like 3 or 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I used to be huge perfectionist. Like if this doesn't work like
You will
I
blame
wanted,
yourself.
I will
Yeah.
blame myself. Even the whole event was great,
Yeah.
but I always blame myself in that
Mm-hmm.
specific detail.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with my decision, and I'm always grateful for every opportunity that I have. And I said, we did great, and everyone
Yeah.
worked amazing. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ahmed, what's one quote that you live by?
Oh, it's it's. I recently watched. There is a video on YouTube. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah,
She
I
did
love
this.
her.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's the best communicator. I love
Yeah.
communicators. Who
Mm-hmm.
people have great communication
Mm-hmm.
skills. And she at the Stanford University. She did
Mm-hmm.
a speech, and she mentioned something that really affect me. And she said that she talks about success
Yeah.
and how to find happiness,
Mm-hmm.
the goal of life, and all. And she said, the goal of life is to fulfill the most highest, truthful expression of your life as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
What does that mean?
I will repeat it.
Uh-huh.
So you have to fulfill the
Mm-hmm.
highest, the most truthful expression of
Of your
yourself as a human being.
yeah.
It means that you have to live your life as the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the more you live your life means that you are more true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Live life
wherever.
to the fullest.
Exactly, live life to its fullest.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many opportunities that we can do. Take all of them, try to do everything and
Mm-hmm.
live by it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have to, from that you will gain success, you will be more happier in your life. So this
Yeah.
is what I love about this quote, and I really believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
Example of Oprah Winfrey, she did an amazing job in her talk show.
Yeah.
She also mentioned something that is related somehow in my tiny discussion club, which is
Mm-hmm.
somehow related to her show.
Yeah.
And I get always inspired by
Yeah.
her. And she said, in each episode, I will always try to improve myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, and each session, I will try to
To
improve
improve myself.
myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I will always try to be like she's doing, try to be more human, try
Mm-hmm.
to understand human behavior, how people think,
Mm-hmm.
and try to make it very comfortable
Mm-hmm.
to discuss about it, about
Mm-hmm.
different topics. You see her show; she
Yeah.
can talk
Yeah.
about
Mm-hmm.
any subject, and the same thing and the same concept. I
Mm-hmm.
try to do it with my discussion club, and
Mm-hmm.
now with the speaking spot. So yeah.
So is it the reason why you join like so many activities of young people and youth? Because I saw this like in your Instagram.
Oh yes. I love interact with people.
Uh-huh.
I love interact with people whenever I have the chance. If
Mm-hmm.
I go to conferences, I love those debates, those discussions when they do it in
Mm-hmm.
any field. In any field,
Yeah.
like I love when a group of people gather and
Mm-hmm.
each one of them give an opinions, because I don't read books, but I learn from other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Whenever I have this opportunity to join discussions,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
yeah.
learn from someone like every day and every time.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
why you join like events and you do activities.
Exactly.
hmm
Exactly. True. True.
Do you know what my favorite quote is?
Yeah. Tell me. Tell me your favorite cook.
It's actually from a book. It is, we are what we perceive.
Oh.
If we are angry, we are the anger.
Mm,
If we are in love, we
mm,
are the love.
mm.
If we look at a mountain covered with snow, we are the mountain.
Nice.
It is very good.
Can you
So
explain more?
yeah,
Yeah.
it shows like you are what you see in the world. If you see
Mm,
that the world is a bad place and life doesn't give you like chances and you are a bad person and you have
mm,
bad luck and everything is like bad. If you see a world as a dark place, it will be a
mm.
dark place.
True.
It will be a dark place forever if you
Mm,
don't change your vision to the world.
mm,
If you are full of love and you see the things with love, you look at the sky with love and you
mm,
look at the kids, at the dog, with love. You
mm.
see everything with love, you feel happy
Nice.
and you feel like the world is actually a nice place.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
It's like making everything positive, like seeing
Uh-huh.
seeing everything in a positive side.
It's like the whole world is inside your mind, not
Exactly.
outside of it.
True. True.
Yeah.
I also do that with people.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yes.
whenever I meet someone, I just try to see the positive side of that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Only the positive side. Some
Yeah.
people come to me and say, this person is a bad person. I said,
Why would you judge him? And say,
I will
yeah.
mention all the good things about you.
Yeah, yeah.
I will not mention, I don't see in some way, I don't see the bad things about you.
Sometimes you have to ignore them. You have to
I
ignore like
ignore-
the bad things.
Exactly. And I learn to ignore them. I
Yeah.
just only see the good
So you
things.
can see the positive things, because if you focus on the bad things,
Yes,
everyone have like bad
Exactly.
things, everyone have issues.
it's true.
But if you like focus on the issues, you
Mm.
won't see the positive side of this person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you see only the positive things,
You
don't
won't see, yeah,
the
yeah,
negative things.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And everyone has something positive about them.
yeah.
They just didn't
Mhm.
appear or didn't have the opportunity to show it.
Mhm.
So when
Sometimes
you
they hide
mention
it.
them, that
Mhm.
person will feel very good and
Yeah.
become very nice to you.
Yeah,
Also.
and it will feel like comfortable to express
Exactly.
himself or herself.
Exactly.
Actually, this quote is from a book. I guess it's called Peace in Every Step.
Oh, nice.
I'm reading this book
Nice.
currently. Ahmed, what's one quality that you love in people in general?
Okay, one quality I love the most is genuine people. People are
Mhm.
very genuine, and they are very honest, and
Mhm.
you feel very
They are not like fake. They don't fake
exactly.
situations and feelings.
Exactly. What you see is what you get. So
Yeah.
this kind of people I love.
Mhm.
Yes.
What is one quality that you love in your students specifically?
My students, I
Uh-huh.
love those students who love to learn.
Uh-huh.
Love to
Yeah.
learn. Because some people, they don't have, for example, I will give you an example.
Yeah.
I had I used to teach at a private school language,
Yes.
English. So I had one student was like, he wasn't that good at English, okay, but he
Yeah.
has that motivation and the willingness
Mhm.
to learn, okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he was that person was the one who improved a lot, because he always he's eager to learn.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find students, they already speak the language,
Mhm.
or they don't care. They just come
Mhm.
and say, I already know this, and sometimes
Yeah,
they don't really care. They don't have that motivation and eager. And sometimes you found people who they lack that skill, but they are
Mhm.
very eager to learn. So I really love people who have the motivation and the ambitions
Mhm.
to learn. And also as a teacher, you also have to make them motivated also.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. But I love people. I love students that have that motivation, already have that motivation
Mhm.
to learn. Yes.
So is being motivated to learn the quality or the most important quality to be successful in life?
Yes. I think it's the most quality to success in any field that you have in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be motivated to learn new things and
Mhm.
always open to learn different skills. So because as I said, life doesn't stop teaching you. Like
Yeah.
you sometimes I adore those people who are like 70 and 80 years, and they always try to learn new stuff, try to read new books, try to learn a new language. I love those people because I say, life, even though they had all their lives to learn a lot of things, they're still learning.
Yeah.
And we have to implement that a lot in the youth also.
Yes.
That it's not about the academic, not always about the academical years that you had. Also, you have to learn other things in your life, because even when you have a job
Yeah.
and you started working, even you are in your highest position, there's always something to learn.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn. So you have always to motivate yourself and try to learn new things.
Yeah. So Ahmed, what is success? What is your own definition of success?
Mm. Success, as I said in the code, so to fulfill the most highest truthful expression of yourself as a human being. So this is the success for me, to be very, very, very present in your life, having an impact in
On
your
people?
life.
Yeah.
And because life is so short, so
Yeah.
short, and you have to make the best of it. You have to make the best of it. And this is will be the success. And I'm successful. Some people say, you are successful. How much do you make? I said, no, it's not about money, but how rich my life it
Yeah,
is. How
it
rich
is.
my life it is.
Yeah.
It's very rich. Like I always, by the way, I always get overwhelmed by things. Like sometimes when I stay at home, I get very overwhelmed about how blessed I am.
Yeah.
Blessed with the people that I have around me. Blessed by my family that I have. I said, my life is very rich, and I can do
Yeah.
a lot of things in the same time, and I feel very blessed for having that. Yes. So this is a success for me. Like
Experiences,
experiences.
and engage in activities,
Yes.
and do what you want and what makes you happy the most.
True. Being alive.
Yeah, being alive and not just survive life.
Yes, exactly.
And be present in the moment and take things for what they are.
Exactly.
And be grateful for everything that you have now. Yeah. Don't wait to get certain job or get certain degree to be happy, because science proved that when you get that job or that degree or that dress, it won't make you happy like for the rest of your life.
Only short
Maybe for
period.
days, maybe for hours.
Yeah.
So it won't like make you happy, and you will end up, I thought this will make me happy for my life. Why it doesn't make me happy? Because happiness, I guess, it's in the small things. And once you notice your blessings and you notice how grateful you are and how blessed you are, you become happy.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So Ahmed, what's one advice that you like to give to the youth, especially that many people see you as a role model?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's just the truth.
Thank you so much. So the advice I always tell to young people is the thing that I already did, like be involved. Be involved in everything that you are doing. For example, a young kid, the teacher gave you a project to do.
Yeah.
Do the best project that you can do. Okay. I always tell that to, especially I have my nieces and nephew. I always tell them, like, go for it. Do your best in that field and make the best of it. So I always tell that as an advice, and be involved in the society.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as a young kid, telling a kid to be involved in society will not make sense. Like, what should I do? But the thing is, after when you grow, when you are an adult, you found yourself in the society.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
if you want to go further, you will
Mhm.
find yourself managing people,
Mhm.
working with people, or creating a company. Here you are in the society, you are
Mhm.
making something in the society, so you have to be involved. You have
Yeah.
to involve wherever you can. You can volunteer, like in your neighborhood cleaning,
Yeah.
or you can do
Small steps.
small stuff like donating, anything
Mhm.
that's related to the society. Engage in it, because
Mhm.
it will help you a lot in your future. It will
I
help you a
think
lot.
that most people, I mean, some people, sometimes when they look at successful persons as you or anyone, they say, "Oh, I can never do that."
I also said that. I'm one of the people who used to say, this is, it will be very different. For
Yeah.
example, public speaking.
Me? Can I do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Public speaking, I used to see people like talking in front of 1,000 people or hundreds of people, and I say,
Mhm.
oh my God, how can that person do that, and without,
Mhm.
with that ease, like with that very comfortable. And now I can do it very naturally,
Yeah.
because I learned how, because we all are the same, we
Mhm.
all
And you learn
have,
that you can actually do it.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
do it, we can do it. And I also see, when we are young, especially when we are in early 20s,
Yeah.
like when we see those bosses and big directors and
Mhm.
CEOs and companies had
Uh-huh.
responsibles, and those, when they come to the conferences, we see them like untouchable, like they
Yes,
are untouchable,
exactly.
like they had so many experience, and they
Mhm.
are. But now I don't see that anymore. I said, no, they are normal people,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
they struggle every day like us,
Yeah.
and they also have, they
They just
also,
don't show the struggles, I guess.
exactly, they always try to improve themselves, and
Yeah.
like us. So
Mhm.
what I learned in this life is
Mhm.
everyone is the same,
Mhm.
and just here to make an environment, to make
Mhm.
people comfortable, to talk and discuss about different things, and we learn from each other. So I will
Mhm.
always see the word as a tiny group. Okay,
Yeah.
as the speaker spot is a group,
Yeah.
always see the word
Yeah.
as a tiny group. Like we can share opinions and ideas, and we can learn
Mhm.
from each other. Yes.
Tell me more about the speaking spot.
Okay, so the speaking sports started also back in 2017 when we were students. So we were three. Um, the speaking sport started at the University of USO, Science and Technology,
Uh-huh.
Mohammed Boudiaf,
Yeah.
and we used to do it only at the university. So basically, the speaking spot, it's a group of students that speak English
Mhm.
and try to improve their English by group discussions.
Yeah.
Each time we used to have a topic and we discuss about it.
Mhm.
Okay, we wanted to also do it in different languages, and we did. We did it
Yeah.
in French, we did it with Kabyle, we did it
Yeah.
in Spanish.
Nice.
So we did it in different languages at that time. Okay,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
we were active. We were active. Then Corona hits. When
Mhm.
Corona hits, it was impossible to do any gathering
Mhm.
in the country. So after Corona, I had always a call. I had a call from Sufyan. I'll just say hi to him. He's a journalist
Yeah.
from the television one. So he called me and he said, I heard that you are involved in the learning teaching English and all. I said, yes, I'm
Mhm.
involved. And he said, why not to do like an interview with you? I said, okay, instead of doing interview with me like one to one,
Mhm.
I will show you how I do things. I said, I
Yeah.
will bring you to our speaking spot to just see how people are learning English with us.
Yeah.
It's better than one-to-one interview.
Yeah.
I said, perfect. So I took him, we created the speaking spot again after 2 years of COVID. I
Mhm.
gathered everyone to do the session. And believe me, even though it was a recorder, we went there to record the session and all, but we actually was doing the session. We were not faking it. So we were
Mhm.
doing our session, the speaking spot session, asking people questions. And I was really happy and glad that
Mhm.
we had this opportunity again, because I always wanted to be in my mind. Okay,
Mhm.
always
Yeah.
said, I have to take speaking spot back. I have to take speaking spot back.
Mhm.
Then having a call, I said, it's a sign from God. I
Yeah,
have to do
it's
it again.
time.
Then we did it once. Then the second television also asked me to do an interview about the speaking spot. I did it again. So I said, oh, now God wants me to bring speaking spots really back. So
Yeah.
I gathered the people. I try to do it each Saturday in
Mm-hmm.
different places. So the speaking spot, it's the speaking spot. So each time a new spot. Okay,
Yeah.
each time a new a place.
Different
Okay,
place.
different
Mm-hmm.
places. We started doing it in the monuments and places that people want to visit and all, to learn about the places in English, and
Yeah.
also speak in English. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then time to time we still doing the speaking spot, and we are working with a lot of people, adventurers. I
Yeah.
will say hi to adventurers
Mm-hmm.
because they are our number one supporters, and we
Yeah.
are the number one supporters, if I may
Yeah.
say. They are doing also an amazing job, and we are working together. And I'm always glad to work with youth,
Mm-hmm.
and because I believe in youth empowerment.
Yeah.
I believe they are the future leaders. So
Exactly.
people who take their time
Mm-hmm.
to volunteer and to help others, I really appreciate that. I really,
Yes.
really appreciate this action,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not easy. Like for us, speaking spot adventurers, for all these youth activities that
Mm-hmm.
everyone is doing, it's a lot of work. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work,
Of
and
course.
we are doing it for the society, for the
Yeah.
community, and but what we take back from it, it's so beautiful. People thanks
Mm-hmm.
you every time when they see you, give you compliment, and you feel like you are engaged, you are part of the
Mm-hmm.
society, you are alive,
Yes.
like we
Yes.
said. You feel like really you are alive, you are doing something in the society, and
Mm-hmm.
that's for me it's success. That's for me
Yeah.
it's the purpose of life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ahmed, if you have to leave us today with one sentence or quote or anything to people who are watching or are listening, what
Hmm.
would you say?
I will say the biggest. Okay, it's another advice I will say to everyone.
Uh huh.
Just go for it. Just go for it. Wherever you have to in your mind, just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop overthinking things.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't hesitate.
just go. If you have an idea in your mind, just do it. Just
Mm-hmm.
do it. If you don't have the materials or the things, search,
Yeah.
find a way and do it,
Mm-hmm.
because you regret for not doing it.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
just go and do it, because everything that was created by the
Yes.
idea at first.
Yeah.
It was an idea,
Mm-hmm.
then they make it, and now it's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So just go for it. Go for it and do it.
I think that most people are just waiting for the right time
There's no
to make
time.
step. There is no right time.
There's
Bad
no
news,
right time.
everyone.
There is no right time. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay? Just go
Mhm.
for it. Yeah.
Ahmed, for coming here.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
really enjoyed our discussion.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was so good, and I learned from you actually.
Thank you.
And I wish that our listeners and our watchers learn from you as well. Thank you everyone for watching or listening to the podcast. And don't forget to leave your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.